this any easier on you.
Oh no, you won't.
I think we're live.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, there we go. We are tiny.
Oh, Habs.
Small, slight technical difficulties.
Yeah, we got to go full screen on that pop out
for everybody.
Yeah, this is a special setup. So.
And you are gonna have to.
What?
It's echoing.
Why is it echoing?
Because you can hear it through Rex's headset.
Oh, can you mute yourself?
I am
and
muted.
Discord?
I am muted.
So where's the echo coming from?
Wait, hold on.
Could that be you because you had the stream open?
Yes, probably.
Oh,
That's me.
Did you full screen and did you hide non-video participants? So there's only two?
Yeah.
It's just the two of us.
Yeah,
but
it's just
still
the two
not
of us.
like-
Okay. I was just waiting
That's
for
fine.
the screen to pick up.
Well, yeah, I'm on a delay because I'm not on the wireless.
Right.
Okay.
It's fine,
So-
boys.
Yep.
It is a unique setup.
And now
for a
Hickey's
unique
breaking up for me.
episode. Hello,
Okay.
everybody.
No, I'm gonna go put it on the widescreen monitor.
It's a unique setup for a unique episode, so we apologize.
Yep.
It's all special. Apologize for the slight technical difficulties. We thought you had most of them worked out, but we're getting there.
Yep.
This would have never happened on my watch.
I don't think it would have worked on your watch.
No, my watch isn't all that powerful.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
I think we can go live.
We are
Well,
live.
I mean, we are live, but
We are live.
I think we can kick this thing off, guys.
Sounds
I
good.
agree.
So, are you both ready for pain?
Yes.
I guess.
No, but yes.
So, well, welcome everybody to the HSR Nerdcast Special Edition. It's the day before Halloween. Two of us are trying the Paqui One Chip Challenge.
I'm here
is
to make
the-
sure they don't eat their tongues
Yeah.
Boxes of death that I can't hold on to
Yeah.
at the moment.
because he's scared.
Yep.
A little bit. Little bit.
Shaking in the hands just a little bit.
My hands are shaking. My hands
So,
are shaking.
For those of you who
You still
don't
getting
know
headshots?
what the Paqui One Chip Challenge is it is the hottest chip they sell. I don't
In
think
the world.
I don't think there's. I think this ranks up there with the the Devil's Toe sucker and
Death Nut.
the Death Knot.
Death Nut's worse though.
Yeah.
But this is 1.5 million Scoville units.
Yes.
The Death Nut actually has 3 to 5, 15 million capsaicin crystals on it, so it's
Alright.
way worse.
So.
The
it's-
Carolina Reaper that Paqui used this year checked in at 1.9. Yep, 1.9 million.
Yeah, so these are 1.5. Yep.
Yeah. It's.
So, I don't know about you. I'm going ahead and cutting it open.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yep,
cut open.
nope, you
Yep.
can go ahead.
Yeah.
While
So.
they're doing that, I am Hikatori.
I am Habs.
Simmons?
And I am the Great Rex.
I'll
For
take
those of
this.
you watching on Facebook Live, you're gonna get in for a show here. So, yeah.
Alright. So I'm going to read the rules of this challenge. Do you dare go head-to-head with the Reaper? Rules for the challenge. Eat the entire chip.
No bitching out.
Wait as long as possible before drinking or eating anything. Post your reaction on social media with the One Chip Challenge hashtag and mention @PaquiChips. Any last words? The warning is correct. It hurts like hell. So that is where we are. This is the chip right here.
Yep. So,
Throw that over there.
one single chip.
Is yours a full chip?
They appear to be full chips. Yours looks like a proper Doretto.
Yeah, so.
Oh god, my tear thingy isn't right.
So for the night, for this episode, if you want to have some chat interaction with this, then I will be moderating chat and bringing everybody in to loop the loop. Feel free to post messages or, whatever. and I'll make sure that everyone gets to see.
All right.
The chip
So-
is very, very black.
Yeah. So
Did you get all the chip? You didn't get all the chip.
Okay, I thought I had all the chip. But this is the chip right here. It is.
so brutal looking.
It's so scary.
Okay, I can smell the heat.
all right, that's
Well, let's
that's
see.
the chip.
Nah, there's not much smell of heat there.
Yeah, there is.
That's pretty rough.
From this point forward, we do not touch our faces because we have
Yeah.
all touched something that has come into contact with those chips.
Except for me, I can do it all I want.
Well, I wouldn't suggest it. You know, the coof.
Yep,
Just-
there is bread and olive oil on the table.
Just just because I'm gonna disconnect from Hickey I'm gonna disconnect from the chat just for my Facebook Live deal, but we'll
we will make sure you're in the loop.
Yep.
yeah. So
Boys, ready?
No.
The man on the right is no.
But yes,
I,
as soon as he's done, I'm gonna chomp down. We're on David's mark. That is the important part.
all right, I'm hoping that I have audio from the Facebook Live now. I guess Simmons is.
Let me
not-
confirm that for
Yeah.
you before we proceed.
Yeah. So
Not that one. Not that. Gee, I can't navigate what I do.
I hate
yeah,
phones.
it's pretty rough.
Ah, he's alive. Okay,
Yeah.
we got that.
So,
We got audio.
Great Rex is also sharing this with his personal friends and family through Facebook
Yep.
Live, so we're just getting that set up now too.
Oh, and before we start,
Huh.
this podcast is being sponsored
Well,
by
it could be 'cause-
Bowerman3D.com.
Really?
His 3D company.
Yep.
He made the phone stand.
Yeah. So anybody that sees that phone stand, that's
So if you want one of those,
so.
hit up that website and he can make you one.
Hopefully, I've got audio. Yes. No.
Alright. Are you ready to eat this? I'm ready to eat this.
I'm gonna eat it. I'm not gonna eat. I'll just with my fingers, man.
I don't hear him. I don't hear you, bud.
Well,
Makes
I'm
cool
not
fingers
100%
too,
sure on the audio.
Alright, are we ready?
I'm just gonna unplug that for now and
Simmons, I need a
I'll,
countdown.
yeah.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh god, awful tasting.
Are they stale at all?
That's hot.
Oh yeah, super stale.
Well, and Rex has put all of his in.
That's hot. That is.
That's what she said.
That's. You know what? I got a little piece here.
Yeah, you get those crumbs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see the napkin heads. Let's make sure it's not in there.
There is nothing in either napkin.
All right.
Ooh.
Ow!
There's something entertaining about watching your friends hurt themselves.
That's. Wowza. Oh. That was kind of gross.
Oh, it tastes awful. It's so dry. It's so gross.
I don't think I could. Whew.
Oh, the tingle in the throat now.
All right, so what is our first topic? Do we want to talk about Big Navy?
Sure. RDNA 1 or 2.
I believe it's RDNA too, yep.
It's supposed to be aging like fine wine.
I'm taking this headset off.
Well,
My ears are hot.
It's in my ears, throat, my whole
come on.
mouth.
We have a podcast we have to run, guys.
Oh my god.
I don't know what your problem is. I'm fine.
Oh, it's so
I don't
hot.
know why people can't hear me on this, but
Ow, 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 ow.
well, I'm gonna end this live.
So RDNA 2.
So yeah, AMD announced yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? At least, I know it was this week. I can't remember. This week went by rather quickly. But the numbers that they're releasing are fairly promising. They could very well be competing with NVIDIA this generation, which would be a huge step forward from the Vega.
I'm trying not to wipe my eyes.
It'd be like pepper spray.
Oh yeah.
Just be aware.
Dude, it hurts so much. Like, I want to call it right now, but
I'm not. I'm toughing this one out.
Just keep it going, man. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Let's go.
How long has it been? An hour yet?
It's been
like 2 minutes.
3 minutes maybe.
Oh god.
Come on, boys. Let's talk about it. Let's
I don't
go.
know if anybody can hear me on this now. After I restarted, but
Oh my god.
I'm dying.
Yep.
So we're not really having a conversation.
No, we're not.
We're just listening to
You and Hickey can talk.
I don't think we can. I mean, I don't think we can hear each other over this.
Oh, it
I can
hurts
hear
so
you,
much.
But I doubt you can hear me.
Oh, I can hear you just fine. I didn't know because we're using the same mic. So
Yeah, no, we're good.
Oh
We're
goodness gracious.
good.
So-
the RDNA 2, I'm seeing, according to their website, has a 54% more performance per wattage over the RDNA.
Can I compose
which
myself
had
yet?
a 50% more performance per wattage over the GCN.
Maybe not.
So-
I'm crying.
yeah,
It's kind of crazy.
yeah, it is. It's actually they're also using the same architecture in the consoles as well, which is what allowing them to have much higher performance at roughly the same power budget, which is about 250 watts.
Whew.
So
Very nice.
so that's sharing both CPU and GPU load
Oh.
plus the other peripherals. So it actually ends up being about 200 watts is for the 180 to 200 watts is for the
I don't know if
GPU.
I'm gonna make this. Sorry.
It's agony.
Pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive.
Do you see? I'm sweating and tearing up.
You're also twitching like the night you had the kidney stone.
It hurts so much, man. It hurts so much.
So
That's how I judge his pain.
I mean, I've had a kidney
So
stone, so I know what it's like.
we're talking about graphics cards right now.
Last I knew, AMD's new graphics cards. What
So-
do you know?
The price
What do I
point.
know? I know zero about it.
So the price point is significantly lower than Nvidia, but according to them, their performance is better, right?
Well, yeah, but they're not significantly less expensive.
How red is my face?
The only point where it's significantly less expensive is the 6900 XT versus the 3900. And that's almost a $500 price difference.
Okay.
So anybody who joined later, we're doing the one chip
It's got
challenge.
chills.
This
There.
we're only a couple moments in, and this is painful.
If you needed any clue as to what's going on, there is a single chip that was in this box.
Yeah.
In these two boxes.
So
Each of them have consumed one.
yes. one chip challenge.
15,000 Scoville units.
Yeah, 15,000 Scoville units.
1.9 million, boys. 1.9 million.
I'm pretty
no,
prepped for this.
1.5 on the chip.
That's not what the website
Why'd
says.
you say
Oh.
15,000?
Trying to mind game himself. He's trying to mind game himself.
I'm trying to pop in my own mind.
It has nothing to do with the fact that you're delirious.
That's how. I mean,
Cat wants you to eat more of them.
I'm holding it together better than I'm not holding it together at all. But I
can't hold
thought
a
I would have.
conversation.
I'm surprised at this point. I have not broken into the milk. I have ice cream sandwiches. I haven't touched them. And my mouth is
too.
I want this
Oh,
bread
gosh.
so bad.
This is.
His brain is melting. Right about there, yes.
Oh my god.
I'll let
this
you know when it
sucks.
starts oozing out his ears.
So
Chat wants you to eat more.
so just because
I don't think
I'm
they
trying
have
to keep
anymore.
I'm trying to keep up on what we're talking about. So
Steve, the one at work is yours.
so I don't video cards. Is that what we're still on this topic?
We were talking about Big Navi and AMD's announcement and their initial release of performances that they have recorded. I still say wait for third parties.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
They can't go too out of the realm, but that's probably best case scenario. It looks like it may be on parity, and that's still very impressive. A very impressive increase from AMD.
The thing I'm the most excited about it is if you pair it with a 5000 gen or Zen 3 CPU, they have a direct link to one another.
They have it's direct
memory
access
cache.
storage.
Yeah.
So it's the smart access memory. That's what. So it allows them to get to more system resources more quickly, which is
Huge.
eh.
It could actually make pairing a CPU and GPU worthwhile finally.
Well, we'll see what their. You also have to see what their CPU performance is like.
If it's anything like Zen 2, it's mind blowing.
What brain think?
You don't
Words.
have a brain. It's melting.
Dude, it's so hard to talk
Yeah,
still.
it's painful. It is.
Oh, Kyle, he is dying.
It's. I get
Kyle says hang in there, Travis.
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, buddy. So
Doing great, boys.
So, considering it's just me on stream, for anybody watching if you can hear me on Facebook, which I hope you can now, there's a whole other podcast happening right now that I can't join the others in on. We can't have because of Twitch and their terms of agreements and stuff like that. So it's, but you got me and. I'm dying right now.
Yeah. Denevian, thank you for joining. But yeah, we are doing the one chip challenge. Myself, Habs, and T-Rex over there.
Yep.
It sucks. I want this pile of bread so bad.
I don't know how many minutes we've been since we've eaten.
Dude in the hat just looks super nervous.
It's been 7 minutes since we talked about it. It was 2 minutes, so it's been like 10 minutes.
It's been like 10 minutes. I'm. You know what? I think some. It's starting to.
Yep. It's legit 10 minutes of pure agony.
You guys are doing great, though.
Honestly, at this point, would I do it? Would we do it again?
I have another chip at work. They want me to do it again.
I think it could be done.
I don't know if I want to go through this again.
It was bad. I can feel it in my stomach a little bit, but
see, I'm so happy I ate the banana beforehand. Because I got that nice layer of fat in there.
Well, I had mashed potatoes, chicken. I had some sushi. And then I got like liquid, like Pepto-Bismol type stuff. So like my stomach has been coated. I know that later on my stomach is not going to like me, but
This is true.
but I didn't want it to hit my stomach too bad. So
All right, what's our next topic?
next topic.
Well, we didn't finish on the,
Yeah, we didn't finish our DNA too.
Didn't we?
I
One
mean,
thing that I'm seeing here on the website is that they've introduced an AMD Infinity Cache,
it's
Yeah.
which is
it's probably
insanely
gonna hurt all the way out.
more efficient and powerful, which is kind of crazy.
So if I'm not mistaken, the Infinity Cache is actually it's built into the GPU. Am I correct
yeah.
in that?
And it enables high bandwidth performance at low power, low latency. It's saying it's 3.25% effective bandwidth.
Can somebody learn me a couple of things here? Because
What's up?
obviously I'm on a one-sided conversation at the moment, and there's a lot of stuff that you guys are talking about that I have never read up on.
Okay, so AMD recently, to go along with their brand new processors, has announced their brand new video cards. And right now, the competition for those video cards is can they match the unbelievable performance of the 3080s and 3070s of NVIDIA?
Okay.
So their release was, well, Their announcement was this week, and based on the benchmarks that they actually showed, it's pretty on par. Like, it loses in some areas, wins in other
It's swapping
areas.
blows.
Okay.
Yep, it's swapping blows, which,
All
if
right.
that's the... AMD hasn't swapped blows like this
Mm-hmm.
in a decade.
Yeah. I mean,
So this is huge if they actually hit those numbers that they're going after.
some of
and-
it's coming back up, guys. Like, I got the little bit of heartburn bubbles.
Well, there's a trash can right there.
No,
and you know
no,
where the
we're-
restroom is.
We're good. No, we're good. It's just like, the heartburn bubbles. And anybody who knows me, that it, like, when I've
Yeah.
like eaten anything or I'm like stressing out, like I'm shaking and rubbing my legs right now. Like,
Did you see me like shaking over here?
yeah,
Oh my
Like-
god, it was awful.
it's
Okay, Davis, the
That's great.
the VOD will be on YouTube sometime in the next coming week.
Wednesday.
yeah,
Wednesday.
We try to shoot for Wednesday.
yeah. It's,
So if you want to catch the beginning, you can do that.
yeah, it's
YouTube/HSR Nerdcast.
yeah. We're sometimes I'm bad at getting the VOD out, but I totally forgot to hit the record to record a local file, but the VOD has been working. So
Well, that's good.
yeah,
We just have to make sure we grab it.
You have
yeah.
7 days.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
things are cooling down. Things are cooling down. I'm doing all right here.
Yeah. You
So-
still look like you're tweaking on something.
So Kristen, thank you for joining us. I understand that you're a little late. My buddy Travis here and myself, we did eat the chip.
Yeah.
It sucked for about 10 minutes. We're starting to calm down right now.
Yeah.
I want to devour this pile of bread and olive oil and water I have in front of me so bad, but
I
I'm
want
going
to
to
go
try to go
get
a whole
my
hour.
milk and ice cream
I didn't
sandwiches.
participate, so I can reach down here and I can grab my water.
I have such asshole friends.
You know what? You suck.
Satisfying.
Hey, you gotta watch the language. We're family friendly around here. You know.
Okay, I'm
to be,
sorry.
This episode's a little
I know.
bit different,
This,
so
just
we
gotta keep
apologize
it.
for that.
We keep it to a minimum. We do our best. But
What are the other
anybody
cool things that I'm
anybody
seeing about
who
this?
has not seen any of our podcasts before, we do have a small backlog on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
And we're today's sponsor is and our only sponsor is Bowerman 3D. And this guy,
Nothing was ever.
yeah,
They just said, "Oh, you brought those." Sponsored by Bowerman 3D.
yes, just
Why not?
so your 3D needs. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for just a brief moment.
Yeah, so, like,
considering-
what kind of things can you do for
Yeah.
people?
yeah, I mean,
So what, like?
Like, what? Well, don't you have a project right now that you might be making a handle?
Oh yeah. So right now I've made an estimate for someone. They needed a plastic handle for a latch that broke on an older boat, and they can't necessarily get that part again. So he had the blueprint. Supplied me the blueprint. I gave him the quote. So hopefully, if he accepts that, I'll be making him that boat handle. I'll be printing it in PETG. It was originally nylon. But PETG is roughly equivalent to nylon. It's just not quite as abrasive resistant. But it has very similar UV properties and mechanical properties to nylon. So
This feels
I've-
kind of like a mid-break
I-
session for a
just to
certain,
kind of interject a
political
little bit,
speaker.
and just the fact that that's not the only thing you can print.
no,
in.
that's not the only thing.
No.
I also just recently got a resin machine, so I can print minis or other models like that, which require high resolution. It also I can also use that to create very tiny parts that you wouldn't be able to make on an FDM machine, which is the normal what's been the normal home use printer for the time being.
So, I just for people that don't know, and I'll explain a little bit. Just kind of so when he's talking about FDM versus resin, is FDM? Think of it like a hot glue gun. You feed a plastic wire into the top, and it lays it down layer by layer. very thin layer lines. Like
we're talking like
point-
0.1,
yeah,
0.2, 0.3 millimeter layer heights.
yeah,
So it can take a while to print a model, and if you take care and orient things correctly, it can be almost as strong, if not stronger, than injection molded parts, depending on the load characteristics.
with the resin, I haven't even seen that and really gotten to take a look at that quite yet. But my understanding is it dips in resin, and I don't know how it actually lays out the layer lines, but it is a liquid based system. So
So this is something that I made for Habs.
Yeah.
So this is a
Character from
it's a
Bloodborne.
character from Bloodborne. He supplied me the model, and I printed it for him. So this was made on the SLA machine. You cannot tell unless you get like really, really close to it where the layer lines are in this.
Yeah.
And that's one of the advantages of an SLA machine is the layer heights are the same size as the pixel that it uses to actually render this in the resin. And it can result in extremely detailed models.
So, just for my purposes, a shameless plugging. This is
Shameless plug.
This is the model that he was kind of talking about. You can kind of see, you can see like the layer lines and stuff, but it's very, very. I don't even know if it can actually pick them up on camera here, but a lot of the time, it really mimics injection molded parts. It's
Habs' plan with this is to paint it.
Yep. Yeah, I've gotten into miniature model painting.
so
My nose is running.
so. Once
I'm
again,
not using that paper
anybody
towel.
who doesn't
Here.
know
This
that
is
have
perfectly
seen
fine.
No.
the Paqui one chip challenge, it was we ate, me and Habs ate the chip. It was very painful, and it was about 10 minutes ago, or actually a little more than that, a little more than 10
About
minutes.
20 now.
Yeah, about 20 minutes, and
Yep.
haven't had any milk or anything.
Nope. It sucked.
So it's I can feel it in my gut. I can feel it like.
I'm actually pretty okay.
I mean,
That surprises me.
it's.
You have to understand, at work, Reapers can attest to this. I, on a regular basis, eat ghost pepper or Last Dab Triple X or like Trinidad Scorpion on stuff.
So our next challenge, we're gonna go for the nut.
No, I will never do the Death Nut.
Oh, come
Do
on.
the death nut.
No.
Come on, do the death
Yeah,
nut.
Hickey, you can do the Death Nut.
We're 20
Oh,
minutes
okay.
into this chip challenge, and we're
I
feeling
don't like nuts to begin with.
okay.
You don't have
So-
to like it, but we'll do it together.
So, moving on to the next topic.
So
What was the other thing you brought up pre-podcast? You said there was another thing you wanted to talk about other than RDNA 2.
Oh, it was related to 3D printing.
Oh yeah, the microscopic
So
3D print.
I want to say
I don't know. I don't want
the
you to
Netherlands.
harass, but can't stop you. But
So yeah, it was a London University in the Netherlands. They were able to 3D print a Benchy, which is a well-known model in the 3D printing community.
Looks like an itty bitty tugboat.
80 boat. It's typically used to test printers and how well they can perform. Most printers nowadays can easily pass that test.
Yeah.
But they were able to print one that was 30 microns long, which is a third smaller than the thickness of a human hair, and about 6 times larger than a bacteria cell.
That's actually insane.
I mean, for
Very impressive.
it to be
Very
that
impressive.
that accurate, and then to have the picture of it, like,
Yep.
and then it be detailed like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like it was just someone took the normal Benchy and just shrunk it.
Yeah,
Like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids style.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's super impressive. I love where 3D printing has gone because you have stuff like that,
Yeah.
but then you also have like these people that are 3D printing houses now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So you can go. We've gone super large scale and itty bitty tiny.
well, it's
Yeah,
it is kind of one of the ideas is if to colonize Mars or something like that would be to send a machine up that's capable of printing structures on demand by simply just feeding it material.
Yeah.
And that way you don't have to have the manual labor of moving things. You can literally just drop the machine down, have it set itself up, and have it build a habitat before any humans actually make it there. I have linked the article talking about the microscopic boat in chat.
I mean,
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, you think about it like, I mean, if anybody has seen those 3D printed, like the 3D printing concrete, I mean, you know, you think about that on Mars. Think
Looks
about
like a
that on the
giant
moon.
tube of toothpaste.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive. It
is.
really is. I mean, we went from something in a matter of a few years, something that was completely like science fiction to something that is, you know, we have in our homes now at affordable prices, really.
It's also one of those things that we've had the technology to do this for ever since we had CNC machining. Yeah, really. Yeah, because it's the same code that runs the CNC machines runs the 3D printers.
Oh, that's neat. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's G code. It's a modified version of G code.
Yeah,
but it's still G code.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really it's amazing to say that, you know, just a few years ago, you know, to have a machine like this, you would have to have a business. You would have to, you know, it would have to be your focus to afford something like this. Now you can hop online, and if you want to buy one for you know what, $500.
Oh yeah, there's many $200, $250 machines out there that are easy to set up. You can get printing within an hour and a half. I think when we got the first machine, it was maybe a half hour, 45 minutes before we had it printing the test print that comes with the machine. And it was very straightforward to put together. The instructions for it were excellent. That's probably more a credit to the manufacturer than the machine itself, but.
Sorry, Tom, I can't, just because their affiliation with other streaming platforms, it goes against their terms of agreement, so I unfortunately can't. But just for you, it's Habs and Dave. So, I mean, that's
fair.
That's the guest. Technically, I'm a guest at Habs' place right now because he's the one with the lighting and the cameras and the microphones and
I have all of this, and it's entirely portable, and I was told I wasn't needed.
But
that look.
I mean,
so Hickey, you and I kind of wanted to talk about something that's major right now in the streaming industry.
Yeah.
Now I've caught bits and pieces of this, and I know the whole system is kind of a mess overall, but you can't really. We'll get more into that. Go ahead.
Do you have another? Was there two of those buds?
But they pair together. You can't use it.
I can hear from his side. I can hear Hickey from.
Nope, it'll only come. Maybe.
I can hear Hickey from his phone. Just so I can. All right.
Goes in the other ear.
Other ear.
Yeah, I can't use the left ear because my left ear is all wonky.
Yes. All right.
Hopefully we'll pair.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
So.
Can you hear him?
No.
Hello,
Did you turn it on? Did it say paired?
You gotta turn it on.
The button to.
You hit the power or the plus button.
The plus button. I'm an idiot.
Reading is hard.
Oh, there's no plus button on that. Come on, turn on.
Very fair.
Press and hold.
See,
It has chip dust on it now.
I don't know. Would I have been able to figure this out if I didn't eat this stupid hot chip? That is the question.
Maybe. We'll never know.
Oh, my ears melt. No, I'm kidding.
That's funny.
I don't know if.
So can you hear him now?
No. I think this was
Oh
pointless.
well.
Is it?
It looks fine. It looks good.
I don't know.
Okay,
But-
so Hickey, you want to explain what's going on?
So
All right. So
yeah, I got
to those new around Twitch,
yeah.
Twitch is going
What's that?
through a similar
Put those back
issue.
on.
I don't think I'll be able to hear him because I had to duck out of the chat so
Yeah.
people
Okay.
I could actually get audio to people so people can hear me. So,
That's fair.
but
So
anybody
it
who
might
ducked in, me and somebody else did the Paqui one chip challenge, and
Odd.
we're pretty far into it at this point. It was rough. Tears in my eyes for
Yep.
moments, and then it was really difficult to kind of handle all this. But I think I'm going to finish up on this Facebook live stream so I can re-jump in with our Nerdcast and
yeah.
anybody who is familiar with Twitch can rejoin us there at twitch.tv/HSR Nerdcast. Also, we put up our podcast on Wednesdays. The Wednesday following this, we will have it up on YouTube. YouTube / or / whatever. HSR Nerdcast. The same. I will be posting. The link on my Facebook
Okay.
later on. Just to kind of square it away, and then just so if anybody wants to watch the very beginning of it, they can. So catch everybody
There you
later.
go. So we'll give Great Rex some time to get back in, and this way he's not super behind on what's going on.
Yep. All right.
Just make sure he mutes himself.
Yep. Don't forget to mute yourself.
Yeah, I'm still muted.
Sweet.
Perfect.
So
So you can hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
So, jumping into what's been going on. So, as everyone knows, what was it, 9 years ago, YouTube had the big fiasco with copyrighted music. They started
They're sued by
giving
Viacom.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
So they started developing, content, the content ID system that flags your videos if it's got copyrighted material in it that is
Or it
essentially.
even suspects it of having copyrighted
Yes.
material.
Okay.
Yep. So Twitch has been receiving thousands of DMCA takedown requests from the music industry over the last few months that they've not been forwarding or doing anything with. And now it's at the point where they've given the ultimatum to everyone on the platform of, hey, you either can delete all of your content that has any copyrighted music or anything in it, or we're
Regardless of whether you have a license for it or not.
I believe if you have a license, you can actually fight it. But basically, yeah, they're basically saying whether you have a license to broadcast or not, take it down, or we're basically going to take down your channel.
Right.
So, one of the really big things is they didn't follow the rules, right? There's a whole process to the DMCA process, right?
Twitch should have been forwarding
the
the notifications.
Yep, they weren't doing that. They're not telling you which content violated the DMCA, why they were issued. They're not giving you an appeal option, so you can't appeal it. They've supposedly deleted the content that was in error, and they gave everybody 3 days to get rid of everything before they started issuing copyright strikes. And when it comes to Twitch, if you get 3 copyright strikes, your channel is banned permanently with no recourse to ever stream on the platform again. And keep in mind that every incident of copyright infringement, meaning if you played an 8-hour stream of copyrighted music, you've got, 150 strikes right there from one stream. So, yeah, that was a thing that happened.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been told that I'm very quiet on stream, unfortunately. So hopefully you guys heard most of that.
Dave, would you mind going into the room and turning him up individually?
Fine.
Thank you, sir.
We didn't test that. Sorry. I apologize, everybody.
Yeah, that's hard to test without going live.
Yep.
So,
I mean, but what live?
I have added roughly 35%.
you
Okay.
also didn't take away the thing. It still has the volume up there.
Oh, no, I don't believe it. No, stop.
Just put me at 150 and let's see how it sounds.
My stomach is starting to hurt.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
good. Like, I'm actually good right now. Like, if I wasn't fat and old, I could go for a run.
Except you are both
That's
of those
fair.
things. I mean, I'm not much better, but...
Hopefully that's better, everybody. Sorry about that. So yeah. So if you're a streamer on Twitch, or have been at any point in time, there's a very real likelihood that you no longer have content from years ago. It's just either been removed or you've been forced to remove it.
Damn it, Steve.
And so it's kind of a huge controversy right now.
Yes, Steve, I'd pay too.
Well, no matter what, RIA, DMCA, they're gonna win, just because of the way the laws.
The way the
right
law is
now.
written.
The bigger concern I have is how there's so many huge streamers that aren't taking this serious. Like, this is their livelihood. This is how they like make their money, and they're planning on like not making any kind of change. So, like, well, Twitch will protect us, or
Twitch is not responsible for protecting you.
Nope.
They are a platform.
right.
It even says in the partner agreement that they are not responsible for any
Right.
content that you post. And Andrea,
Twitch
you're right.
should have given them support.
Yep.
They should have, but it's not. They're not required to. They set it up in their partner agreement that they were not required to.
Except for the fact that Twitch failed to hold up its end of the obligation.
Where?
They failed to notify anyone in a timely manner of the violations. They should have been notifying them all along. Hey, you have this problem. Hey,
Well, the other,
you have
other
copyrighted
problem-
music in this. Or
well, the
it's
other
been
issue
reported.
is, like,
So,
what, 3 or 4 years ago, they implemented the whole muting of VODs that had copyrighted content in it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
at that point, they started saying, hey, like, you can't play copyrighted content, right? So this is already a known thing. YouTube went through it. People should know you can't just play copyrighted music on stream and expect to get away with it. Like, the music industry is the most ruthless industry out there when it comes to this stuff.
when it comes to copyright, anyone who takes it halfway seriously can basically beat anyone they want over the head with copyright law, as
Yeah.
long as they're being amicable about it and going
Yep.
through the proper procedures. So
Some of the bigger streamers that are not taking it seriously are XQC, Nick Merkt, and Ludwig. If you know any of them, they're typically like 50 to 60,000 viewer streams, and they
Apparently, Hickey
constantly
is still
play.
very quiet, by the way.
They constantly play copyrighted content, and even I think it was Ludwig, who's got like 600,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is kind of it's where he's branded himself. He even said, listen, I'm not going to deal with it because here's what's going to happen. Either Twitch is going to handle it, or Twitch is going to get all of their platform banned, and 90% of the viewership is going to no longer be there because, yes, there are, 5.9 million streamers
Yep.
over the last 30 days? But 90% of the viewership was in maybe 100 of those.
Right.
So if you take all of your huge streamers that play copyrighted music and it's gone, then where does that put Twitch? And so a lot of those bigger streamers think that they're just going to be safe because Twitch is going to do something to prevent that.
But they're not.
It's kind of crazy because, like,
Yeah.
so best case scenario, they Twitch automatically deletes all of their stuff.
water.
You asshole.
So
Wait a
where's the
minute.
money at? So here's the thing, right? Twitch is an expense for Amazon. Twitch does not make Amazon any money.
No.
Amazon loses money every year from Twitch, and it's also the highest liability portion that they have of their business. So Amazon's not going to support this at all. Amazon
I'm
doesn't
surprised.
Why?
Why?
AWS is where they make all their money.
Yeah.
Even
I don't
in the retail
understand why
side,
they would
don't
still
make
be
money.
running Twitch at a deficit. Like, what
because
the
of how
advantage is
popular
there?
it is.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, you
it's
think
because
about
it was a
Well-
popular service.
Right.
Who
It
has the
brings
most to
more
lose?
people in, and if you have like streaming services and that, and all of a sudden you're offering like game development services, that could actually drive that side of it too.
Yeah.
So, Leandria, legally, Twitch can do something. Twitch can support their streamers by giving them the support and the tools that they need to manage their stuff. And they are trying to move forward with things like their Twitch DMCA-free music program that they developed. And there are things that Twitch can do. Twitch could take on the legal responsibility from the RIAA and handle that for their streamers. They're not going to, but they could. And as far as who has the most to lose, the streamers do.
Right.
Because that's what Twitch is for. Twitch is for the content creators. Take away Twitch, and suddenly people that have made their livelihood on Twitch are just suddenly out of a job. They have nothing unless they've branded themselves elsewhere, like on YouTube or something. They're just done. That's it. So it's kind of a terrible situation, but like,
I don't turn Hickey up.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy to think like people are just. It's like people forget what the music industry has done.
Right.
I mean, think of the things that they have shut down. Think of the things that the federal government has shut down because of copyright infringement.
Oh, lots of stuff.
I mean, Napster.
Yeah, well, Napster. Well, just YouTube alone was literally one lawsuit away from actually being shut down permanently. And that's when
Yep.
Google finally came out with like, hey, we just spent all these millions of dollars developing this program.
Yep. It was kind of crazy. Like YouTube spent millions and millions of dollars and several years developing their content ID program.
Yep.
Just to allow the service to continue. At the time, it wasn't making the money either. Like at the time, Google was losing money on YouTube. It has now
Google's
become
still
an ad
losing money
giant
on
that makes
YouTube.
them a ton. No, they make a ton of money on YouTube now.
YouTube itself, they lose money on. AdSense is what they make money on.
Right.
And
Right, so
AdSense is
Google
what
makes
drives
money off
YouTube.
of YouTube.
Yep.
Right.
So it's on paper, YouTube is a
Turn
loss.
your desktop audio up.
Yeah, I mean, overall, Google still makes money off of YouTube though because of the AdSense. Right. So that's. But they spent millions and millions of dollars before it was making them any money, and they invested in it because they saw the potential. And Twitch has had the last 8 years to actually come up with something.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And they've done nothing, which is really terrible. But at the same time, like, so best case scenario, they could delete their livelihood, right? They could delete all of their VODs, they can delete their clips and their highlights.
Yep.
They can start fresh without using any copyright material, and it would be fine.
Mhm.
That's kind of best case scenario. The next kind of case scenario is the streamers that are playing copyrighted material have to pay what they owe individually.
Well, at the end of the day,
Oh,
that's
God.
that's how
Reapers.
the platform system is supposed to work. The individual is supposed to be responsible for their stuff.
Yep.
So everyone who was playing the copyrighted music shouldn't have been playing copyrighted music unless they had licenses for it.
Yeah, but now here's the thing. If they get sued, they're going to be sued for everything that they played.
Yep.
Up
And
to
if you think
$4
about-
million it is?
Yeah,
is
$4 million,
a single
$4 million
lawsuit?
max.
But that's $4 million per strike, isn't it?
No, the lawsuit is up to $4 million.
Okay.
So if you're somebody that doesn't make like I think the big example that was used was Nick Merckx, off of just sub money alone makes $2 million a year. So how much do you
So-
think it would cost him to hire a team to get him the licensing rights that he needs to broadcast music? Certainly not $2 million a year,
Right.
but now he could be subject to a lawsuit of up to $4 million.
Mm-hmm.
So there's context in there that would be discussed in the legal proceedings. It would depend on the number of people reached, how much they could prove that they gained an advantage for using that music. There's a whole bunch of things that go into that. So the odds of it ever being 4 million is little to nothing. It would
You'd
more
think that.
likely be no reasonable court. Especially, and the copyright courts are extremely reasonable in a lot of cases. They just enforce the law as it is. And they would have to prove, the music companies would have to prove they lost that much money.
It would be very easy to prove.
Not really.
They have the technology to scan everything from the past and even live content for copyrighted music, and they want to count every person, every viewer as another part of that share. So if you think of one play on Spotify being broadcast to 50,000 people, is now 50,001 plays that one person has to pay. And if you do that every day for 8 hours a day, you're going to easily hit $4 million. Very easily. Like, that's the issue, right? The issue is that I don't know what the actual numbers that they consider it per play as, like a dollar or a percentage money, but if you take one of the bigger streamers that's doing nothing about it, who gets 50 to 60,000 live views and has their VOD content that has the copyrighted material, they're going to get hit for all of that. Every single play for every single view is going to count towards that listen count, and it's going to rack up extremely quickly. It's scary.
I still think
It's
this is
scary.
going to end up hurting Twitch more. Because Twitch failed to notify.
Yeah,
until now.
it's definitely.
And they failed their responsibilities under Section 230. And because they failed their responsibilities, they become responsible for it.
For the damages that they caused because of it. However, each individual is still going to be responsible for their copyrighted plays because they know that they can't do that. Like, that's like a common sense thing.
I'm not sure how that'll end up playing out.
It's a really tough situation. But the thing that's just ridiculous is that these bigger content creators are just like, no, Twitch will figure it out. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep all of my stuff because I don't want to delete the last 8 years of my life.
Download it then.
They had 3 days. There's no way you can download YouTube. The Twitch downloader for YouTube stuff is pretty slow. There's no way they had enough time to do that. And so because they
should have been backing it up if they wanted to keep it.
I agree.
So I really feel no pity for them there, but
yeah, I honestly, like, I get that the royalty-free music is not the greatest out there. Stream Beats by Harris Heller is amazing.
Yes,
and it's royalty-free. But at the same time, like, you can't, for a fact that you can't just play the radio and broadcast it to people and not expect the music industry to get mad about it.
Well, people have been struck down in YouTube videos and things like that for playing music in the video game they're streaming or they're playing.
Exactly.
Doing a Let's Play for.
Yep.
It's actually become kind of a meme. Comes across radio and Fallout turns it off because you can't have the audio, you can't have the music playing, even though it's in the game.
Because the game developer paid for the license to be able to put it in their game, but not the broadcasting license for it to be broadcast to other people.
Right. Which is
and
nice,
though,
because some games have an actual streamer mode where certain songs and stuff will actually get muted, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yep. Rocket League is one of those, for sure.
Quantum Break, when I streamed that was one of them.
Yep. So I think developers need to consider putting that in.
Has a streamer mode.
Yep. I think more developers need to consider that because...
Yes. Well, they're not mad that they're using the game to stream because it's free advertising. And if they can protect the people that are streaming, it's more for them.
See, I think there should be sort of an age timer on something like that. So like after created.
This is where the copyright system is broken.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's 100 years after the death of the artist.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, but
it should at most be like 25 years. And that's after the initial publishing of the thing.
I would say after it has peaked itself on your countdowns.
You can't say that because you have had songs that have been published for 15 years that all of a sudden spike to number one.
Yep.
Because you can't. That's where the argument comes in. Well, they just lost out on all that revenue because it spiked after their copyright went up.
Yeah, but you think about
if you make it a set timeline.
Question for you, just in interest of this argument, how often do you guys listen to an artist? You hear an artist played their one song played somewhere else, and it drives you to go listen to more of their music.
Actually, quite often.
Quite often.
Exactly.
I'll go listen to. Oh, this is neat. Let me go see what else they have. See if I actually like this artist.
Say they were to open up that copyright law to we'll say after peak, which generally you're gonna say a peak within within a year's time. Right.
This is why I say 25 years.
Even a year's like I said, a year's time. How
So
yeah, granted,
25 years is one generation, roughly speaking, and that's roughly the pace at which music and art and movies and everything flow in. Is a roughly 10-20 year cycle. So during that time frame, it gives the creator plenty of time to make money off that particular IP. After that, the generation that grew up with that is going to, even today, how many things that you grew up with, if you had the ability to, would you like to turn into something different or expand upon it or do something like that? So if it's like 25 years, then you have the ability to take something from your childhood and expand upon it without the fear of being legally charged. Even if what you're doing is a parody of it or a satire of it, you can still get struck for it because of the way the copyright law is structured.
I think, and I guess I think parody actually doesn't get hit by that.
It's a gray area.
Because
Weird Al Yankovic's music.
Yeah,
his
Yankovic.
What have you? You know who I was talking about.
All of his music can be.
He licenses it.
Yeah, he licenses it
because he doesn't want to get struck because of the nebulous way that the rules are written around copyright.
Well, no, he has come out and said it himself in interviews, stating that his music can 100% be played, and he can make his music without consent from the artist or anything like that. But due to the fact that he respects the industry, he's respecting that industry.
So here's the thing with him too. Here's the thing with Weird Al. He is in a unique situation where some of his music falls under the protections of copyright because it's a parody of the song. But technically, the copyright law, if you're parodying a song, for it to fall under that, it has to be parodying the song directly, not just using the song to make a different song, right? So some of his music falls under the parody category, and some of it technically could be hit with copyright law. It's just that the artists that he's parodying like him so much that they don't do that.
Well, he also
that's been brought up as well.
To do what he did.
He does, but it could still
so
technically.
Can't go after him.
They can. Some of them they can.
If he's paid for the rights to do it, they can't go after him. It's a license. So
there are some things that he can get still hit for.
Not if he's paid. Not if he's been explicit about this is what I'm going to use it for. This is what I want the license for. And if we agree, how much do you want me to pay? And that's what his licensing is. His licensing is allowing him to use the music for any reason he needs it for. So they can't actually go after him.
All I know is that there are definitely some things that he could still get hit for it. And I don't know if maybe his early music, potentially he didn't have the licenses for it.
I could
Because
see
of
that for, like,
obviously the
Michael
costs.
Jackson's Bad.
Like, the thing is, if he has to fall under the law protection, the protection of the law, it has to be parodying the song itself. It can't be like parodying the artist, or like it's supposed to be a parody of that song, not of other content using the song. It's a weird thing, but it's he's in a unique situation just because of how long he's been doing it and the way that he's been handling it, and the fact that the music industry likes him. Imagine if the music industry didn't like him. It'd be real rough.
That
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. Don't play.
It can be gore as long as it's parodying the song. If it's parodying something else using the music, if he doesn't follow the right steps, it can absolutely be hit with copyright infringement.
Yeah, I think like Amish Paradise was one that would fall under that, where it is a strict parody.
Tom Scott had a great video on this when he was talking about YouTube's copyright system. It's called YouTube's copyright system isn't broken, the world is. And he's explaining how exactly the copyright system works, what YouTube's responsibility, and in turn Twitch's responsibility is in the system.
Yep. Like, so
if anyone's interested, it is linked there.
The biggest issue is going to be that the copyright law.
You can watch it after we're done.
Copyright law needs to change, right? Copyright law was written so far back that it needs to be updated, and I don't see. I very much see the music industry fighting to prevent the copyright law from being updated.
Definitely.
And so there were some ideas that have been
millions, if not billions, of dollars.
Yeah.
Of course, they wouldn't want it changed.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. So
same with the
one
movies.
Of the things
movies
that was
would
brought
have
up.
the same problem. Writers would have the same problem with their books because all the copyright applies roughly the same across all those mediums.
Yep. So what about the thought of, instead of rewriting copyright law, right? Let's say that streaming industries, because you know that the streaming industry, as far as like Spotify and Pandora and stuff, they're not going to pay for the broadcast difference. They're going to push that on their users to pay for that for the streamers, right?
Right.
But what if they came out with a licensing tier for streamers that said, "Hey, I'll pay $25 a month," and suddenly you have broadcasting rights, and it could go based off of viewership, right? So if you have a 50,000 person viewership, then maybe it's $1,000 a month or something like that for the broadcasting rights. I don't know what the numbers would be, but like,
and something else
a 10 person.
Something else they could do is they could have a tier of music that, hey, if you're paying for our services, these are artists and whatnot that don't care if you stream their music. Then you have a higher tier, which is here's all of the ones that have agreed to allow people to stream their music for an additional fee, and so on and so forth. Because like Harris Heller, his stuff's on Spotify, right?
His stuff's on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon
direct
Music.
Download.
It's everywhere.
So,
and you can download it directly from his Discord.
So he went the extra mile, paid artists, and said, "Look, I'm putting this out on services. Feel free to use it." He would be one of those people or one of those artists that could say, "Look, no matter what tier you have with this company, you can stream my music."
He also went out of his way to get a hold of YouTube and other companies to make sure that the songs don't get muted in their actual tracking. So, like, if you use his music on Twitch, you will not get muted because he went out of his way.
And that's his that's his responsibility if he wants that type of protection.
Yep.
It is copyrighted. It's my music, but they're allowed to use it.
Right. Yep. He created Senpai Records specifically to create a company to make music too.
Senpai Records.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, I should have
So-
worn his shirt tonight.
Yeah, I thought about it too. So one of the crazy things, since it was brought up in chat, Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park cannot play Linkin Park's music on his stream. He created the music, but he does not own the broadcasting rights to the music.
The publisher does.
Yep.
Exactly. Another crazy thing,
Label,
Herman
the
Lee
label,
from
not
Dragon
public,
Force.
What
Wasn't
was that, Mickey?
Herman Lee was suspended, right?
Yes, Herman Lee was suspended yesterday for a short period of time.
For playing his own music.
Yeah.
It's insane how the creators of the music cannot play their own music without the publisher's approval.
Yeah, Leandre, I think that's because whatever he makes, even whether it's on Twitch or not, the label owns, based on the way his contract is worded.
Which is insane. If you think about it, like,
Yep.
how many,
Well, it was a
um,
predatory contract, most likely.
Well, that's how most music contracts are.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, but that's craziness. Think of how many EDM and electronic creators create music live on Twitch.
Well,
Are
like,
they suddenly going to be out of being able to do that because if they don't own their own production, like they can no longer create music live because they know they don't actually own the broadcasting rights to it?
Yeah, that's actually a point like Axel made earlier. He was stating that like there's so many people afraid to even make music because of all of this, just because you're afraid like one little riff in the middle of your song could be related to a different song that came like 50 years earlier that somebody still owns the rights to.
It's ridiculous.
So when it comes to little things like that, there's only so many ways you can format music that is in a pattern that is it is hooky to the human ear, and that changes per generation.
Who is that family that sues everybody if anything sounds similar to them?
I don't know, but I know which one. I know what you're talking about. I think it was. So Men at Work got sued for Land Down Under due to the fact that whomever claimed copyright on one of the riffs in that song.
Well, you could think it was. I think it was Led Zeppelin that was really recently sued for the opening riff in Stairway to Heaven.
Yep.
And they won their lawsuit.
Yes, they did.
Which is good. It's good for the music industry in general. Like,
well,
it's
the
ridiculous.
most amazing copyright claim I ever saw was somebody sued Michael Jackson for one of his songs, and when the judge asked for like proof that Michael Jackson like wrote this ahead of time.
Oh, he did it in court.
Yeah, he was like, I don't write down any of my music. It's all in my head. This is how I came up with it. Right in court.
Yeah. But there's tapes and tapes and tapes of Michael's music in a vault somewhere of him just riffing things while he was like at his house doing other things. He would have something come across his head and he'd just like beatbox it into a recorder, and he would save the tape, and maybe he would use it later, maybe he wouldn't. So that was another strong thing going for him in that case, is he clearly does this regularly. It's not like he's trying to steal something from someone. No, he legitimately can do this. And the fact that he was able to walk through his thought process of creating that song, that's just amazing.
Yeah. So I think what it comes down to is, if you're a content creator on Twitch right now, don't play copyrighted music.
Right.
Delete your stuff.
100% do not use copyrighted music. It's not
Like,
worth the risk.
Don't
I was
risk it
thinking
because
the Marvin Gaye family. They're the ones that go after everybody. If anything isn't related to any of his songs, they just immediately pounce on it.
Yep. Crazy.
Which they actually should have to be careful about how they should have to be careful, because if you're too predatory, you can actually have your copyright taken away if you're jumping on things that have no relation. So,
yep.
I don't know much about them, but that's a sketchy area in copyright, because if you abuse your copyright, the courts can go, look, you no longer have that copyright.
Boy Who Cried Wolf scenario.
Yep.
But
I just don't understand the thought process of not doing anything to protect yourself and just saying, oh, well, Twitch will handle it. But like, What if the result is the RIAA doesn't go after Twitch? What if the result is the RIAA and the music industry goes after that streamer?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what they should. That's what Twitch was supposed to allow them to do when the violations first occurred.
Yep.
Which which is very likely to happen. So I just don't understand that thought process of I'm just not going to do anything and let Twitch handle it. But it's not Twitch's responsibility to handle it, right? Like, it would be good of them. It would be smart of them to handle it. They should have had something in place to handle it or prevent it from happening, but they didn't. And it's going to be really interesting next few months to see where things go.
Oh yeah, the next year is going to be crazy. Yeah, Reapers. Hickey and we are actually affiliates with Twitch. I can tell you for a fact that he and I read our contracts very, very thoroughly before we actually signed for anything.
Yep.
And that is why when I went on Facebook Live, I didn't have you guys.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you could be heard, but
Yep.
it's not like you could be seen. And I think even that might have been stretching it, but you know, when it boils down to it, I don't think my personal Facebook Live is going to get you guys in trouble.
Well,
so.
you guys aren't.
No,
also,
no.
You guys are also not on your brand account.
Yeah.
Right. So
So
we're
you're
not on
on
our
your
brand
brand.
account.
Yeah.
We're not doing any. It's not our video. It's not being uploaded from our stuff. So we should be fine
from
there.
your channel,
But
yeah.
Certainly
we're
appreciate
doing our
the-
best to actually try to follow the rules that Twitch has put in place for our personal accounts on this. So like, we wait the amount of time that we have to before we upload this to YouTube.
Yep, and that's to protect you two, to make sure you guys don't get screwed.
Exactly.
Yep. So we actually took the time to educate ourselves on the things that we can and can't do, and the fact that there are people that make millions of dollars a year off of this platform that don't know what they can and can't do, just blows my mind.
Yeah.
It really is just kind of crazy.
That broke on my screen.
They broke
Yeah,
on this
that's-
screen too. Nice try, Jalopy.
So, oh, by the way, I was looking back at my Facebook Live feed there for a second, and it looks like Charizard. He
beat me to it.
he
He
clipped.
beat me to the link.
He clipped. No, he clipped us. I think eating a chip.
Oh,
Oh,
So-
really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So
Nice.
It tasted so bad.
I want milk at this point. Am I good for milk? It's been an hour.
It has been 1 hour.
I mean,
You guys have made it the hour.
See, but I have to look at it as in my boss said if for every minute past 1 hour, I get 25 cents.
Oh boy.
Kristen,
So-
no, I actually don't feel anything. How's your stomach? Is
I
it still a
can
little weird?
I can feel it kind of in like lower chest, upper stomach. That's why I want to. I'm gonna grab some milk. I'm sorry, Habs.
Do it up. Do it up. You
I
made,
made it
the
an
hour.
hour.
Congratulations
I made
to
the hour and
lava poops. Hashtag lava poops.
there is a chance for that.
so
I'm very, very proud of myself. I do believe that I made the right choice, though, in avoiding spicy foods the last couple weeks, but, like, ramping it up a little bit the few weeks before.
You mean the few days before?
No.
You said avoiding it for the last few weeks, but ramping it for the last few weeks. So clarify your statement, please.
I think he meant he ramped it up and then stopped
Yeah,
for a
and then
few
I
weeks.
took, like, a couple weeks off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he built up his pain tolerance
because
for it.
there are
and
a
then
few
stopped.
times,
Baby wipes in your future.
there are a few times, like 3-4 weeks ago, where I was eating some of the Triple X, the last dab Triple X at work.
I can tell you right now
That was
The-
heaven.
that the milk isn't
the milk.
You know how when you drink
You have such a weird inflection on that word. Milk. Okay? Milk. I'm gonna drink some milk.
Hey, my brain is fried. So
Your brain's something.
it's weird. Normally with ice cold milk, you're all refreshed. Not a chance. It was just, sort of just like, here, you're less, you feel less like death.
Reaper, he does have ice cream sandwiches.
He does have ice cream sandwiches.
He's gonna probably have those after the podcast, I would assume.
Yep.
No, I'm
Yeah, I'm
really,
not
you
gonna
guys
have-
did
Yeah,
great.
the sound of him masticating an
Yeah.
ice cream sandwich on podcast would probably be awful for everyone to hear.
Yeah,
Because that mic would definitely pick it
yeah,
up.
it would 100.
Oh, yeah. You guys did great, though. That's super awesome. Proud of you guys for making at least the hour. And we'll see how long Habs can hang on to it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm good to go. I'm really good
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah, but you're thirsty. You want water. Like, how long can you go without drinking water?
Until tomorrow.
Masticating jalopy. Chewing.
Nom 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 chew.
Come on, Gore.
That's great. All right, well,
so we got
on that note,
yeah. On that note, while we're derailed,
You said it to
little
all the girls.
topic
You say that to all the girls.
change here. So, one of the things that I found that interesting that I come across is the Army is instituting a new infantry squad vehicle.
Infancy?
Yes, infancy.
An infancy squad
It's
vehicle.
a-
They're
yes.
they're throwing babies at things now. Instead of just bombing them with drones, they're actually throwing babies at them.
It is the Army.
Well, this conversation went to hell.
that's all the
So-
time for today, folks.
Army 2021 infancy cannon. Repurposing all of those babies produced in our barracks.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Reapers, that is the best emote you could have used.
So,
Failfish.
Just so everyone's aware, I am a father. I'm the one that made
It
that
makes it
joke.
worse. It makes it worse, dude.
so,
Uh,
so,
I'm gonna Photoshop that now.
yeah.
The infancy cannon.
yeah. So, in any event, they're going to be buying. It's like 649 orders of this vehicle. It is a light vehicle, based off of a Colorado ZR2 platform, where they have stripped the cab, they have stripped the bed. It's a rolling platform with seats and a roll cage only. It's unarmored. It is literally all it is seats.
It's seats, a steel frame,
Yeah.
an engine, and I'm assuming weapons.
And a steering wheel? I'm guessing a steering wheel.
It's a steering wheel. The weapons are the small arms that the infants have.
Well, infants are known for having small arms.
Yes.
Why am I friends with you?
But yeah,
Well, as long as they have their infancy cannon, I think they'll be fine.
yes. So,
Just turning the opponents into babies.
it's
Jesus.
It's,
Winner to the lowest bidder.
so it is basically the reason behind that is they stripped all the weight so they could basically attach it to the bottom of a Black Hawk helicopter and drop and go. So now,
So what are the struts on that thing?
Good question. Probably not good enough.
Madness, Hickey? Madness?
This is
the
HSR Nerdcast.
Our Nerdcast.
I knew where you were going with that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah. But
Even 1,000 miles away.
Oh, it's quantum pairing.
but
There you go.
it says they're
Dune buggy dropped from Blackhawks. It's essentially what it sounds
yes,
like.
basically, powered by the Colorado's 2.8 liter diesel.
It's for the Army. Anything more would be confused. What?
They would be confused.
Yeah.
I can't read apparently.
No. You,
It's fine.
you can read about as good as I can speak.
Oh no!
This is a
All
fair
right,
point
guys.
and entirely accurate. There's a reason I listen to most of my articles.
But I
Oh.
found it interesting because obviously for a long time the military has been trying to come up with a replacement for the Humvee, and I find it interesting that they're doing it
Twitch name.
as
Is that your actual Twitch name?
I find it interesting as they're, instead of being an armored vehicle, that it is going to be completely unarmored for that light strike team. So, I mean,
My name.
I'm interested to see how it's going to do.
I think one of the biggest complaints with the Humvee, when they actually got it into combat,
was
the
slow.
damn thing didn't have any armor.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Body armor in the loot box.
no, it was slow. That was the big complaint, is it was too slow. So now they've got a vehicle that's fast, but it doesn't protect you. Congratulations! I hope you got more than just front plates on. But I mean obviously that's what they're going for, that quick maneuverability of the Chevy Colorado versus something that was at the time purposely designed for military application. I mean, I was talking to somebody, I don't know, earlier this, I think it was yesterday, about it, and they did make a fair point that the military is way back to World War II, two in general. Their use of unarmored vehicles to transport people back and forth to the battlefield where they're getting shot at, it's kind of their thing, but still, it's 20.
Well, you have the half track.
Yeah.
You can throw what, 2-3 squads in the back of a half track.
Yeah.
You can throw maybe a squad in the back of a whatever that APC is there.
Yeah. This vehicle, so they're saying it's going to hold a team of 9. So, yeah. I mean, it's...
But it only has one Colorado engine?
Yes.
It's not going to be very fast and maneuverable with 9 people fully fucking... Oops, sorry. My bad. Fully weighed down by their...
Yeah, I
their
think
weight
thinking
plus
the striker
their gear.
Score.
That seems a little lightweight.
I mean, it's the 2.8 liter diesel engine. So it's turboed. I'm pretty sure that. Yeah.
Most diesel are
but
turboed. But
yeah.
Is it a steel? You said it's a steel framed vehicle. Like you take a vehicle weight into consideration plus 9 people.
But it's the vehicle weight. I mean, I'm posting the link in chat.
The armor is a DLC.
But I mean, you're with the actual look of the vehicle. There's no sides to it. It is a rolling frame with a roll bar, is what it is. And
yeah, but that thing's got to still weigh at least a ton.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it said weight, because it was light enough. Like I said, in this article, it does say that it was light enough to be carried by the Black Hawk helicopter. That's carry a full squad. The vehicle is airdroppable from aircraft such as the C-130, C-17, the CH-47. It can ride inside the CH-47. Can be slung underneath the UH-60 Black Hawk.
UH-60 sling weight.
Yeah. It's 186 horsepower, 2.8 liter diesel, turbo diesel Duramax, 6-speed automatic transmission, and it looks like the shocks are.
They're Multimatic shops.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the UH-60 can sling 9,000 pounds.
So.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like,
According to Reapers, that's about 3,000 pounds though, in just personnel and full combat loadout.
Yeah, it can carry 11 troops or 1,600 pounds of internal cargo, or 9,000 pounds in the sling.
so how much does a Chevy Colorado ZR2 weigh?
I mean, but you can't take curb weight because they've changed the curb weight on it.
Well,
It says it's based off of it, so we can get an estimate. Was it ZR2? I said.
Yeah.
I think it's like
wait.
I want to say it's like 3,500
But
pounds.
So the 2021 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 weighs between 46 and 4,700
Yeah, I was way
pounds.
off.
2 tons, almost 2.5 tons by
So,
itself.
I mean, but yeah, you take that curb weight, you based off of what this looks like, they're probably cutting half of that weight. You know,
Maybe.
you're looking at a roller blade, or you're looking at a skateboard with a roll cage on it.
Right, but at the
so-
same time, the payload of the Colorado
does have some
ZR2
armor
is
plates,
less
though.
than a ton. It's more like a half ton payload. So
The front end is armored. It does have a very, very thick floorboard by the looks of it.
yeah, I mean, it looks like it
Oversized
would weigh.
go-kart.
Yeah, essentially.
It is.
Yeah, it looks
mean,
like it would weigh roughly the same. I think the way that the article phrases it is that it's designed to give troops a faster alternative to walking. So it doesn't sound like it's meant to be like, here, drive this into battle. It sounds like it's more like, hey, you don't have to hike. Now you can take this thing and it's a little bit faster.
That's what the Humvee was, I thought, was supposed to be.
It's well, in the top part of the article, it's designed to transport soldiers to and from the battlefield.
Yeah, so not in combat.
well-
It's designed to get you to and from places, but not
Yeah.
actually in combat. That makes more
Yeah.
sense.
But I mean, you think about it. If I don't know if you've ever listened to any of the podcasts from some of the special forces guys, but a lot of those guys at the start of the Iraq War, they were saying that they were running through and doing pushes in unarmored Humvees. They were like, there was one specific story that I heard about is they pushed into Fallujah, Iraq. They were the first ones in on unarmored Humvees. They were throwing their body armor over the side doors to give them some sort of protection, because they were going into hostile territory on these vehicles. So it's, by accounts of that, of what some of these guys are doing now. Granted, I know it's not going to be everybody is going to be doing this, but in certain cases, that's what this is. This vehicle, they're aiming to replace that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, by the looks of the picture on it, it's.
It'll only be a matter
Yeah.
of a time before we have Carapace armor.
I mean, it's.
And
That's
any
fair.
40K fan knows what that is.
So according to Reapers, Humvee in Gulf 1 were body with fiberglass door and tops to save on weight.
That ain't.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's about as much protection as the new one's offering you. Then.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting, and I think it's got a ways to go. I think for what they're designing it for, it should be okay. They're not designing it to be a go into combat vehicle. They're designing it to get troops to and from combat areas, right? So they're saying, okay, here's the hot zone. Let's get you to the hot zone faster than having you run there.
We can't get a helicopter in the air. We don't have support for that, or we can't get a LZ
Right.
near where you need to be. Blah blah blah.
So instead of dropping you off, 5 miles away and having you run for 5 miles, they can say, here you go, just drive this. I think it'll work well for that, but it definitely is a little slim. For sure.
Yeah. No, that's definitely, it's not to be, I can't see where their intended purpose is to drive it, going, into, small battle to small battle, like, I mean, like they did with the Humvee, but I think, do I think it's going to happen? 100%. They're going to be like, hey, you got to go do this. In what? Just take that thing. like
oh, Reapers, if only.
All right, boys.
I think we've covered everything we want to talk about.
I think so.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, thanks again for joining us for some pain, some laughter, some shameless plugs.
Yep.
Yeah. So, if you want to continue to watch us, we're not super good at the whole scheduling thing. And
Well,
keeping
since
to
you bought a
schedule.
house, we've been all over the place with this.
Yeah, we've been so. But
Glad you enjoyed it, Reaper.
Yep.
yeah.
Thank you.
Generally-
Thank you for tuning in, everybody.
generally
We really
it's-
do
Thanks for tuning
appreciate
in.
this.
and feel free to subscribe, and if Twitch isn't your thing, but you don't mind YouTube, we're definitely on YouTube. Just kind of the following week we post up a replay of it.
Yep.
So
We're gonna have to get clips of him and I for
Dying.
the first 20 minutes dying.
yes,
We're gonna have to do that.
yeah, we're gonna do that, and then
Snip it out, make it its own post.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna.
At least the first
I don't know if I want to watch myself shaking like that.
I mean,
It was great. I don't know what you're talking
It was
about.
awful.
it was definitely interesting.
Thank you, Axel.
Yes, thanks everybody for.
And Reapers, let Tom know on Monday that I survived the half hour past. We got this.
Yeah, I mean, you pull up stream,
Mm-hmm.
That's video proof. You got video proof.
I do, but
So-
but more importantly, I have a coworker proof.
Yes, this is true. This is true. So once again, please subscribe, share, like.
Yep.
Follow
and-
us on Twitch if Twitch is
Yep.
your thing. All the fun
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah.
And
And-
usually we do this on Sunday mornings, so
Usually.
Yeah.
this is kind of a unique thing because of the one chip challenge. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted a couple days just in case this murdered us to
Yeah.
recover.
Yeah. So.
And I was all for doing it that morning.
me too. I was totally
You were
down.
doing it.
I'd have been fine on Monday.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
for
Thanks,
having-
everybody. Take care.
Take
Have
care.
a good
Have a
one,
great night.
everyone.
Yep.
Oh, Jalopy calling you out for this. Okay, that was a ton of fun.